See, the next point is abstract methods and classes. Abstract means, just think on this word. What is abstract? The meaning of abstract keyword is nothing but not complete, partial. Okay, the keyword abstract stands for partially completed. Means not fully completed. The implementation is not full, not overall. There is something missing, like this. Let there is a shape class and it is having one method like area, and here we can derive multiple classes from that shape. For example, let we are creating one circle class, one rectangle class, okay, then one square class, and inside that we are writing again that area method. Now see, shape is not having actually any type of area. We cannot calculate area of a shape, but we can calculate area of circle, area of rectangle, area of square. Okay, means if we are writing any method in this shape class like area, then we cannot write anything in that. That is just like only declaration. Okay, in this way, if there is a structure, means we have to compulsory just derive this class. We have to create some, this should be a parent class, and some classes we have to create from this one. That is the concept of inheritance. If we are applying here, then we can just form this structure. See, this method is not having any implementation. We cannot write implementation for this area in case of shape class, but we can derive that shape class, and in those classes, whatever derived classes, we can write that area method. This is the concept, and that we can implement with the help of abstract keyword in Java. How? See, abstract means partially completed, or the method which is not having any implementation in that class. That is nothing but an abstract method. For example, let we have created class shape. Okay, and inside that I am writing one method like public area. Now if I think like what should be written here, I don't know, because I cannot written anything here because shape is not having exact exact dimensions. That's why we cannot calculate area of a shape, and that's why here we can write like this. Now see, this method should not be called. Why? Because it is not having any implementation, and this type of method you have to declare with the help of abstract keyword. The method which is not having implementation, that we can declare with the help of abstract keyword, because there is no any meaning to write any implementation for that. This type of method we can write here as a abstract method. Here you can write public abstract, but return type should be there, like here void area. Getting? Now if any method is having abstract keyword, then that is called as an abstract method. Now why to write this, how to do everything, I am going to explain, don't worry. Like this, void, then method name is area, and here in this way. Okay, normally we write method of a class in this way. Here we can attach public keyword, or we cannot write anything, then by default it will be default. Now here suppose I am writing abstract, then now this is nothing but a abstract method. Abstract method is not having body, always keep in mind, not like this. The abstract method is not having body, it is having only declaration, it is compulsory. If you are writing any method, if you are just attaching abstract keyword to any method, then compulsory the method is only to be declared, not defined, and that method will have implementation in derived class. Getting? Means this class should be derived, and in that we have to implement this method. Getting? Now see, next, if any method of a class is abstract, then what does it mean? See, it is not having any implementation. Suppose we are creating object of this class. Let we are creating object of this class. How to create object? Like shape obj equal to new shape. In this case, here we have created object of this shape class. Now I will try to call that method obj dot area. It is wrong. Why? Because area is not having implementation, and that's why we have to restrict that, means we have to restrict this class from creation of object, because if this class is having any abstract method, then we should not create object of that class. Why? Because if we are creating object of that class, then we can call that method. Okay, and to restrict from calling that method, if any method from that class is abstract, then we have to compulsory declare that class as again abstract. This is a abstract keyword. Getting? Means this method is nothing but abstract method. Abstract method will not have body. There should be only declaration of that abstract method. Means no any statement you have to write in that. Compulsory abstract method should end with a semicolon. Okay, next, if any of the method of a class is abstract, then you have to compulsory declare that class as abstract. Getting this point? If any one, at least one method of a class is abstract, then you have to compulsory declare that class as abstract. This is compulsory. But if multiple methods you have written in any class, and from that no any method is abstract, then also you can declare that class as abstract. Getting? See, if any method of a class is abstract, then there is a compulsion that you have to declare that class as abstract, so that no one will create object of that class. And if a class is abstract, that means you cannot create object of that class. Getting? Abstract, the meaning of abstract means partially completed, means it is not complete. If it is not complete, then how you can create object of that class? Getting? If this class is not complete, because it is having one method which is not having implementation, that's why it is not complete. If you have not written this abstract keyword, then you can easily create object of this class. No problem. But now this method is not having implementation, and that's why how you can create object of this class, because you can say here that this class is again incomplete because it is not having implementation for this method. Now then you can declare class as abstract. If class is abstract, no one can create object of this class. It is not allowed. Getting? Next point. If multiple methods of a class, if multiple methods means all the methods suppose of a class are not abstract, means all are normal methods, then only you can create abstract class, means you can declare that class as abstract. Why? See, let my class is having multiple methods. Let class test is there, class test, okay, and it is having suppose some methods like public, void, let method 1, and let it is having some implementation in it. Suppose one more method we have written, let public void method 2. That's it. Suppose this is our class and I have written two methods, but I want that this class should be inherited. There is an inheritance concept again in Java, means we can inherit class, means we can create new derived class from this one, and we will define these methods again in those derived class. It is having some implementation, but suppose we are thinking like this implementation is not proper, this is just incomplete implementation, then we can declare this class as a abstract class. No problem will be there. Getting? this is the concept of abstract method and abstract class. Okay, just note down some points. We can apply this modifier. This is a modifier. Okay, modifier means it is changing the meaning. Okay, modifier, there is a static modifier, there is abstract modifier, just like public, private, protected. These are again modifiers in Java. Okay, now this modifier, this abstract modifier, we can apply to methods and classes, but not to variables. It is compulsion. We can apply that static modifier to variables, but we cannot apply this abstract to variables. Okay, just write down there that we can apply this modifier to classes and methods, but not to variables. It is compulsory, because there is no meaning of declaring such a type of variable. Okay, because variable is not having any implementation, but class is having implementation, method is having implementation. That's why we can apply to this abstract modifier to only methods and classes. Next point, there is a class vehicle, suppose, and internally, suppose we are creating one method. Okay, internally one method we are creating, that is get number of wheels. It is, just try to understand only terminology what I am saying here. I will write their method like public int get number of wheels. Now see, that vehicle may be a 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler or 4-wheeler. On the basis of that it will return. See, we will create first this vehicle class, and from that we will create some derived classes like 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler. Getting? And this is just like a base for all. Then here we cannot return that number of wheels, because vehicle may have any number of wheels according to the type. And that's why here we cannot provide implementation. That's why there is no meaning of calling this type of method if we are creating object of this class. Getting? And that's why we should write here like this. Okay, and here we will attach that abstract keyword. Okay, now this is nothing but a abstract method concept. If we are just writing something here, then we can create object of that vehicle class, we can call this method, but it is not having any implementation. Okay, just write down in this way, class vehicle, then write down public abstract int get number of wheels, and just open close round bracket and give semicolon, because this is just a declaration. This will not have body, and abstract methods don't have implementation, don't have body. It is compulsory. Okay, just write down this. Now this is a abstract method. Okay, and write down there, abstract method should end with a semicolon. Abstract method should end with a semicolon. Okay, this is only the concept of abstract method. Now see, if any class is having abstract method, then we have to take care that no one should create object of that class, and that's why we will declare that class as a abstract class. Okay, write down there, if class is having any abstract method, if class is having any abstract method, then we should declare that class as an abstract class. We should declare that class as an abstract class to restrict that class from creation of object. To restrict that class from creation of object. Now see, here we have to declare. How to declare abstract class? Just attach abstract keyword before that class declaration. Here we will write only abstract keyword. Then this class will become a abstract class. Just write down this again. See, I have created one abstract method like this. Okay, see, suppose I am writing like this. Suppose the declaration is like this, abstract let the method is returning one integer value. The method name is let m1, and here I am writing suppose in this way. Now is it okay? No, because here we are not writing any implementation, but this will be considered as a method having body, empty body. Empty body is not like a only declaration. Okay, that's why here you will get error. Okay, just write down this. Here you will get compile time error like abstract method cannot have body. Error you will get here because here you have written in this way. Okay, if you have written here like this, abstract int m1 and then semicolon, then no problem, it is perfectly valid. This is perfectly valid. No. Again we cannot write. This is just like a block. After block we cannot place semicolon. Okay, that's why this is wrong. Here you will get compile time error like abstract method cannot have body. This type of compilation error you will get. But suppose you have written like abstract int m1 and semicolon, then it is perfectly valid. Now suppose you have written like this, public int m1. Now tell me, in this way suppose you are writing in your class, then
m1 method आहे ना आणि ते रिटर्न करते की इंटिजर व्हॅल्यू.
okay,
त्यामध्ये काहीच नाही लिहिलेलं म्हणजे एरर येईल ना. नाही बॉडीच नाही येत.
here suppose you have written void int, it doesn't matters, but here you have written semicolon. If any method is not having implementation, there is a compulsion that you should declare that method as an abstract in case of Java. In case of Java, you cannot write like this. It is not allowed because every method should be implemented. It is compulsion. If you have written like this, that means this method is not having implementation. In case of Java, if any method is not having implementation, then it should be compulsory declared as an abstract method. Getting? That's why here you will get again error, compile time error you will get here in this case also. Okay, because this is not having implementation, not having body. If this method is not having body, means compulsory you have to write abstract keyword here. There is a compulsion. Getting? That's why write down this one. Here you will get compile time error because every method should be implemented in Java. Write down this one and write down there. Here you will get compile time error. In this case, you will get compile time error because every method of a class, every method means it should be a method of a class. Okay, every method should be implemented. If any method of a class is not having implementation, if any method of a class is not having implementation, then it should be declared as an abstract method. It should be declared as an abstract method. Okay, this is wrong. This one is correct. This is perfectly valid. Okay, because we have written here abstract keyword and it is having semicolon at the end. Here this method is not having abstract keyword, but we have placed here semicolon, means this is a method which is not having any implementation. This is not valid, but this is perfectly valid. See, this method m1 is not having implementation. It is not like that. It is having implementation. The blank curly brace will be considered as it is having implementation. Okay, means if you have written like this, means here we are writing abstract keyword, that means this method is not complete, it is not having implementation. Not having implementation, you cannot even write this. Okay, here you know that you have not written inside in that block, but if you have not written inside that block, it doesn't mean that it is not having implementation. If you have written semicolon, it means that this method is not having implementation. If you have written like this, then it will be considered as it is having some implementation. Getting the difference between this one and this one. it means that it is not having implementation. If you have written like this, it means that it is having implementation. If this method is having implementation, then don't write here abstract keyword. Now this is perfectly valid. But if you have created any object of this class, wherever you have written this method and you have called this method, you will not get anything on output screen. But you will not get any type of error here. Getting? In this way. If you have written abstract and you are writing this one, then of course you will get error. Getting? But there is a connection of abstract and not implemented. Every method, if any method you are not implementing, that means you have to just write down semicolon at the end, means there is only declaration, not definition. And if you have written semicolon, means you have to compulsory write abstract keyword there. Getting? If class is having any abstract method, at least one abstract method, then compulsory you have to declare that as a abstract class. Okay, at least one. If class is having at least one abstract method, it doesn't mean that class should have. If class is having any one abstract method, then it should be declared as an abstract. Getting? Suppose my class is having 4 methods and from that one method is abstract. Then we have to compulsory declare that class as a abstract class. If my class is not having any abstract method, then there is not any compulsion to declare that as abstract, but you can declare that class as an abstract. If you have declared any class as an abstract class, then you cannot create object of that class. Compulsory remember these points. Okay. Now, see, if any class is an abstract class, means you cannot create object of that class, means that class should be derived. Because if any class is abstract class, then you cannot create object, then it is useless. But if you derive that class, then it will be helpful to you. Like that shape class. Shape class you can derive into multiple classes. You can create multiple classes from that. Okay, but multiple inheritance is not allowed here. In case of Java, there are multiple classes and from that you are creating one. It is not allowed. But hierarchical inheritance, of course, okay. Now see, we have created any class as an abstract class like this, abstract class shape. Okay, in this way. And here you have written that area method. Okay, area, to calculate area. But that should be declared as an abstract. How we will write? Like public abstract void area, in this way, and compulsory write semicolon. Don't make here any mistake. Here, like there is one more class, suppose circle. Okay, and here we have to create this class from this one. Okay, that's why we have to write here class circle extends shape. In this way we have to write. Okay, extends is a keyword in Java that we have to use in inheritance concept, and here we will write implementation for this method. Okay, in this way, like here we will write like public void area. I'm considering that this area method will display the area in the method itself. That's why I have placed here void as a return type. Getting now any confusion? Okay, in this way, means these abstract methods should be implemented in subclasses, child classes. You can write in derived classes. Okay, this is the abstract class and abstract method concept.